off-road review dog. I know. Bad dog. You know, I hate when he does it, but I love when he does it. And now he's biting. Now you're jumping and biting. Both things we're trying to break you off. Hey guys, in this series, we're trying to figure out whether a Subaru Crosstrek is any good off-road, and then can we make it better? So we just bought this less than a week ago, and we're here at Tombstone because we want to see how good Subaru's off-road system, or X mode, is. So in this video, we're going to take it up truth, drive it back down, try the hill descent control, then hit X mode and take it up dare. And that's that. That's as simple as it's going to be today. And then I need your help. Since we're going to keep this for a while, we want a nickname for our red Crosstrek. So if you have any ideas for what to call the Subaru, let me know in the comments below. All right, let's hit the Tombstone Hill. All right, dog is my co-pilot. So let's go up the easy side, truth first. We'll go nice and slow. Good boy, Blazy. You get a little rough, boy, so please sit down and buckle up. Now the reason we bought this Crosstrek was because unfortunately Subaru does not work with us. They don't loan us cars, so in order to test them, we get around that restriction by buying them. And we thought, you know, we've had a lot of Subaru fans who have bought these and who have actually built them up. You can get a puck lift, you can actually make them into fairly good off-roaders. So the question is, can a car with a CVT and no low range, you know, be a pretty good, not overlander, I'm sure it's a good overlander, but a good off-roader? It's hard to show on camera. As you can tell, those folks are having a hard time going up the easy part of truth or dare. That's truth. It's steep, loose rocks, and then when you go on the other side and you go to dare, it actually becomes very articulated, and so that's really the test of how the car can appropriate power. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to take a hard line on purpose, just so that I can test what's going on. And right now I do not have X mode on, so this is without X mode. And X mode basically is a software program that changes the way that power is allocated. So if a wheel starts slipping, the brake system brakes that wheel and sends power to the one that's not slipping. And got halfway up truth, and I'm already stuck. This doesn't bode well. Come on, Subaru, figure it out, figure it out. All right, well, it's flashing, so I guess it's time to go to X mode. All right, X mode. X mode engaged. Blazy, you good? All right, here we go. Now the Crosstrek comes in two different models, and this is the base or entry-level model. It's got a 2-liter horizontally opposed Boxster engine under the hood that puts out about 150 horsepower. The bigger engine is a 2.5 liter that puts out about 180. We paid about $25,000 for this car, and we felt that was fair considering that you really can't get new cars today. And yeah, we didn't want the bigger engine. I mean, off-roading isn't really about horsepower. It's more about grip and tires. And speaking of tires, we've got these Yokohama Geolanders, which are, you know, a basic all-season tire. So the most important thing when going off-road, of course, is where the tire hits the dirt, and in this case these aren't the most grippy or not the most aggressive, but we will change that. All right, now let's see if the Subaru can figure out where the traction is in X mode. And you can hear the brakes, and yes, it has figured it out. Quite impressive. Good job, Subaru. We need a name for this, like I said, so if you guys have a good idea for a name. Now we're stuck again, and now it's not figuring it out. I'll try again. And we are in X mode. CVT is sending power. I've got it completely floored. We're at 2,000 RPM and we're not moving. That was the issue we had with our previous Subaru. What happens is the car's software basically cuts power so that you don't burn out the CVT. A CVT is just a belt that goes up and down a cone.
Let's see if X mode is more than just a button, Andre. Go ahead and engage it and see if you can crawl your way up.
I could see the traction control button blinking, and I can hear ABS. You know, that's still partial throttle, so it's doing its job. Yeah, but I gotta say, I mean, it did it, but it wasn't super comfortable. I mean, it did get hung up for a couple of seconds.
Power, good power. Makes quite a few squeaks, but wow, that traction is unbelievable. This is a true four-wheel drive system, and they do mean four-wheel drive. So when you pull that lever back, all four wheels are turning. Oh, I ran out of gearing. Just kind of grind the clutch. Oh, I hate that. Come on, car, come on. Come on. Yes!
So I'll try the Nathan method, and that is with a little bit of momentum. So let's try it again with a little bit of momentum, and let's see if it does better this time. I want this thing to do well. Floored, here we go. Come on, Subaru. Go, two wheels in the air. Floored. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It did it. But certainly it's struggling. It's still struggling. Yeah. But we made it up. Almost. Come on, Subaru. That's why, you know, in the hierarchy of off-road transmissions, I like to say automatic is number one. For those of you guys who like driving manual, I get it, but I like the automatic just because you don't have to worry about stalling the car. Torque converters are nice off-road. Then manual, then CVT, and then dual clutch. Many of the dual clutches we've tested have actually overheated. So now we've got hill descent going, and we've got Blazy with his head out the door, and hopefully this vehicle will hit the brakes and allow me to control my descent in a orderly fashion. And it's doing that. You can hear it working. It's hitting the brakes. It's allowing me to pick my course. It's keeping me at about, oh gosh, maybe 3-4 miles an hour down a pretty steep hill. And it's working really well. Yeah, it's good. Plenty of grip, plenty of traction. Like I was saying, the best thing about Subarus is they all come with 8.7 inches of ground clearance. And if you do a little puck lift, and what a puck lift is basically a little, well, an extension that gives you a little bit more ground clearance. So you can put a little bit bigger tire underneath. All right, well, we're still rolling. We've got the videographer watching the dog. So let's go up the harder side. Not that truth was all that easy, but let's try dare. Still in X mode. Didn't air down. We never do when we test the cars. At least not when we test standard cars.
Now this is really where the crawl ratio comes into play. This has an 18-to-1 crawl ratio, which isn't bad for its class, but compared to a true off-roader, it's not amazing. Like a full-size Bronco is something like an 80-to-1 crawl ratio, but even still, the little turbo, it's got a lot of torque, a lot of low-end torque. So you can see there we're picking up tires, but I gotta say, that rear diff lock, seems to be working like a dream. That right there was an incredible result. That was really actually very impressive.
If and when we actually lift this and take it to Moab, then we will actually air it down. I should say when we lift this. All right, here we go. Going up there. I think I'm gonna have to use a little bit of momentum because if I just try to crawl up it, this CVT's not gonna have it. So far, so good. Here we go. Blazy's watching, which is good. Now here we're gonna hit the hard part where this car's gonna get all discombobulated. Let's see what happens. This is where it gets tricky. Yeah. Try and come on, Subaru. Come on. I'll give it a little bit of momentum. I don't want to give it too much. Floored. I am completely floored. And we're not moving. One more time, one last try.
Oh, even getting up to the obstacle is proving to be kind of tricky. diff locks, but that's okay, I guess. I told you it wouldn't be comfortable or pretty, but she did it first try.
There it is, more full throttle, and she's good. She did it.
With a little bit more momentum, but I don't want to slam our brand new car into a pointy rock, which is never a good idea. Momentum is so close. One more. All right, I'll do it one more. Last one. Nor do I want to burn out our CVT. All right, come on, here we go. That time it did it. But it wasn't happy. There we go. It's kind of sort of doing it. And we're going to make it, I think. But it took a little bit of skill to do that. But the car did it. But we have a long way to go before this car becomes, let's call it, a natural off-road athlete. Right now it's a newbie in terms of off-roading. And you know, once again, you really need like 3 things for it to be good off-road. And I'll kind of do it in the descending order of importance. You know, forget about locking diffs. I mean, you know, we're way away from that. But you need obviously a low range, so you can take the power of the engine and multiply it. Then you need, of course, good tires, and you need good ground clearance. And the plan is going to be to have all 3 of those when we're said and done with it, and then to see if we can actually make it into something that certainly isn't a Jeep competitor, but something that, you know, you could take up something like this without having to struggle as much. First, plastic. First one's always the hardest, but yeah, that's why you want a good approach angle, because things get scoffed and hit and torn apart when you go off-road. And now we've broken the Subaru, you name it, in. Well, as you can tell, the dog is probably better than the Crosstrek off-road. It really did struggle, and now you can see probably why Subaru doesn't. No jumping, boy, I love you, but no jumping. Stop it, he's still a puppy. How do you break him with that? Let me know. I'd love to know. Lazy, no. Love you, boy, but just sit. There you go. What a good boy. That's a good boy. Anyway, now you know probably why Subaru doesn't lend us cars anymore, because we actually take them into the real world and we do real world testing. But before we actually lift it and, you know, take it off-road, I'd be interested to see how this Crosstrek compares to, let's say, a classic off-roader. We have a 25-year-old 1995 Nissan Pathfinder with, you know, the traditional mechanical off-roading stuff. It's a body-on-frame vehicle. So I think for the next video in the series, we'll take this up Cliffhanger 1.0, the place that we actually got in trouble with Subaru because we tried to take it Outback. We'll take it up there, compare it to a 25-year-old Nissan Pathfinder, and see how modern tech compares to old school tech. As always, this is Roman saying thanks for watching. Remember, check out TFL Off-Road for more news, views, and of course Subaru, help me name it, whatever you want to call it, reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao. And now what are you eating? A stick. That's okay. Stick's good. Now don't eat the stick. Just chew on it. Oh, for God's sakes. Don't eat it. No, you're supposed to chew on it. You know, no, here. Here. This is a chewy stick. Chew on that one. There you go.